Hey ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. My name is Frank Rivera. We're going to be looking at HoudiniEsq 2.0. For those of you with HoudiniEsq and SaaS accounts, you'll be updated this week, May 2nd, 2016. When you go to your login screen, it'll look like this. At the very bottom, you'll see a link. Click here for HoudiniEsq 2.0 beta. The beta moniker will be removed after a large number of our existing user base uses the application. So until then, you'll see that beta there. Doesn't mean it's not functional. It just means that the product is actually being used not by the whole user base at this particular moment. Since we just released, that makes sense, right? So let's go back to 2.0 and take a look. When you go to HoudiniEsq 2.0, let me just stretch this out here. The first thing you're going to see is your firm's health, and this is tied to a new feature in HoudiniEsq called compensation. So all staff, when they add it to a matter, you could decide how they're going to be compensated. For example, you could say that originating attorneys receive 20%, lead attorneys receive this amount, and so on and so forth. And that's what these graphs are driven off of. In general, the top graph is all invoice dollars in the last 12 months, so it's monitoring how you're being paid and how you're invoicing for all staff. And we call this the leaderboard chart, since only the top staff that are actually have matters with invoicing and payments being applied show up. Lower left-hand corner is projections, unbilled the next 4 months. And then, of course, on the right is the firm revenue in the last 12 months, okay? And that, of course, has to do with payments, invoiced items. Now, this is just a reports ribbon. These ribbons are accessed from the top upper right-hand corner here. We're currently in the reports ribbon. Compensation is a report based on what I just discussed, which is also driven off these forms. So that's staff compensation. I could filter that. I'll jump real quick to organizational settings here, and I'll go to the staff tab. And we'll select Annie Zhang, and I'll show you what those kind of look like. If I select her pay, you'll see that she has, as lead attorney, she makes 25% of any matters she's on payments or received. Originating attorney, she gets 40%. This is just test data. If I want to add a new one, I simply just click the plus icon in the upper right hand corner of any list, and you can see I have a drop down list, so I could choose a type of classification I want to give that. An important note, in 2.0, we no longer have an organizational classification settings area. You do this all live in real time at the moment, on the screen that you're currently on. For example, if I want to add a new compensation classification of some sort, let's call it a new case. I simply type a new name, hit enter. I can get additional information on that particular parameter, and I just click save. And there we go. I just added a new case to that drop down. That's true throughout the entire system. There is one caveat though. Only people with administrative rights, or those that are part of the admin role or group, will actually be able to do that. And that's identified by this little icon, green icon here that shows a pencil in a little box. That means it's editable by me. Staff that are not part of the admin group won't be able to do that, and they won't see that little icon there. Okay. If I want to change or delete the item, I simply just select it, hit enter, and of course I could delete that item just like so. It's that easy in HoudiniEsq 2.0 to configure, and we'll look at some more aspects of that in a little bit. I can add compensation based on a specific dollar amount or a percentage, just by clicking that box and just clicking add. So let's take a look at the rest of the application. So I'm gonna go back to reports where we left off. Ad hoc reports is a new feature in HoudiniEsq where I can actually create, in the old version, you actually would customize the views, right? Select what columns you want. Well, HoudiniEsq 2.0, since we show a lot of data right there on the screen in most of the drop downs, since we stack values now instead of showing them horizontally, you can come here and create any custom report you want. You can decide what columns you want to show up, and so on and so forth, and just give it a name. I'll put this in edit mode real quick, like so, and here's the parameters. I can add a filter. I can select which fields just by dragging fields over like that. Very similar to the old way. I could do a query at the end, advanced, so I can really make it a unique report. You can create different types of reports. You can create group reports, tabular reports, pie charts, bar charts, and all those kind of reports. And you do that on the ad hoc reports. Okay. BERT reports are still supported. Business intelligence reporting tools. If you want to build some really complex reports, you can do that, and still those are still functional on the BERT reports. So that's the reports in general. Let's go ahead and jump to where the rubber meets the road. So if you look at our top menu here, I have the person that's logged in always shows up in the upper left hand corner, Frank Rivera. If I click that, I get my profile screen where I can edit my name, my phone number, change my password, so on and so forth. Pretty basic stuff, right? But to the right is our main ribbons. I'm going to go to the first one, which is activity. Now, activities replaces our GTD. On the GTD, remember, you can view items that are upcoming, important events, any recent notices, and all activity. This is the same concept here. It's broken up into notices, which is important notices. If I want to acknowledge a notice, I simply just click the little green checkbox in the upper right-hand corner, and it's gone. I have 7 upcoming events here. I can just click that. It shows me those events. Of course, if I double click the item, okay, I can actually view that particular that event and event detail. Okay, it's classed by default. There are all the fields. We show it minimized, so it's less information in your face. A little cleaner to read. I'll go back to the list. Same thing with to-dos. I can see all upcoming to-dos that are assigned to me, or if I assign to others. Marking them done, I can delete them, mark them done, just a single click. And of course, any activity, recent activity that's going on with all matters I'm associated with. We can see on this particular matter, a document's been uploaded and so on and so forth. Emails have come in. So that's kind of replaces our GTD. At the top of each list in Houdini, you have what we call group icons. So I can group this table by different pieces of information. For example, right now the little tag is a record type. So that's by the type right now. It's grouped. I can group by the actual staff. If a staff is assigned, there we go. We have Mark Albert and Frank Rivera there, and then those items that are not will show up as undefined. Calendared by date, so I'm grouping by date real quick, makes it real convenient. Now the other icons here on the right, supplemental, they're not on every single list, but on this one I can actually just show emails just by unchecking these guys, and I just want to see emails. So that's on the activity. I just want to click by email. Of course I could do a search, 341, like so. It'll find those items, all items or attachments that have that particular word in it. Since we're on that search, let me go ahead and clear that search. We're on the search topic. You notice in the upper right hand corner is also a search field. That's our global search. And how that works is I simply click it and I do a search for, let's look for Bernie Sanders, and they have to do with Bernie Sanders. And it immediately finds all items. I found 15 documents, 1 contact record, 1 to-do, and 2 emails. And I can expand all those to take a look and see those individual items like so. And of course, they also have their own little filters on each of those lists as well. Okay. Let me collapse these guys and go over one more very important item. In HoudiniEsq 2.0, you're going to see this little gold guy, this little me icon. We call it a me icon. Whenever you see that little person that's gold, that means you want to filter by items that are associated with you. Okay, or a specific staff member. So in this case, if I click it, it'll only show items that are mine, okay, that were addressed to me. And you'll see that throughout the program. So whenever you see that little gold guy, it's on by default in some cases. Like in billing, for example, pre-bill, it's only going to show your pre-bill items by default. That's pretty important. So that's global search. Now if I want to go back to activity, I just simply go to activity like so. One more item on activity. Our activity panel here is at the lower right hand corner. I can set my cutoff date. So if I want to look at items from the 1st onward, I could just change the date there. Okay, so that's May. I can go back to April, okay, just like so. Just choose that date in the lower left-hand corner. So let's take a look at the Matter dashboard. It's kind of like a Matter dashboard, but our Matter panel here. Now you notice that on the forms on the left-hand side, we also include our monetary information, which we didn't do before. It's a little more convenient. We show not only the status, the client, the client, the type of record it is. We also show, what's in trust, what's unbilled, and any values that are due. Above that list, of course, I could search again. If I want to search for Sanders, I just type. I don't have to hit enter anymore. You just type a couple characters and it finds what you're looking for fairly quickly. And to clear that search, just simply click that. Now, again, these icons on the top, you'll see a lot of them are very similar. So the first one, grouping by type. You see that here's appeals, bankruptcies, so on and so forth, litigation, housing, different types of cases. If I click the person, it's going to be by staff, by client in this case, okay? Since I'm at the Matter screen. So that's convenient. I want to see, I'm looking at Construction Limited. There's a couple matters here for that particular individual, right? And of course, I can still search by the client as well. If I did a search for construction, like so, it would find the client as well. You don't have to search just by the Matter ID or Matter ref, okay? So that search also works with phone numbers. Let's see if we have anyone 919 phone number in there. It'll search by email and so on and so forth. Very similar, okay? I guess I don't have anyone there like that. Click the X to remove the filter. Another important icon here is a life buoy. I'm an admin, so I can see the life buoy on some records. What the life buoy is, and it's pretty important, is in the old system, when you deleted a matter, it was gone. Poof. Everything associated with that matter is gone. We found that people do make mistakes. Even though we had a big red screen that said, "Are you sure you want to delete?" People just didn't read the screen. They just clicked right through, and boom, their matter's gone, and all that information that they've collected over a long period of time had to be recovered from a backup database, and that's time consuming. So what Houdini does now, it actually, when you delete a matter, by clicking this delete button, let's actually find one. Let's do a Taylor. Let's get this matter here, and I'm just gonna hit delete. Now, what ends up happening is that Taylor record's gone. Where did it go? Well, where it goes under the life buoy, which is a convenient place to find any deleted matter. So if I go and look, here's that Taylor again, that Taylor matter here. Now, when you delete a matter, it automatically closes it. But there's that one. So if I'm an admin, I see the life buoy, but I could also, since I'm an admin, I can also come back here and restore that particular record. I can open it and restore it. Okay. So that's how deletes work. That's also true of contact records. They don't really get deleted. They just get flagged as deleted, and you can recover them if you're an admin. Okay. A nice feature. You'll see there's a dollar bill icon in the upper left-hand corner as well above that list. Whenever you see that dollar bill icon, it has to do with finances or financial information of some sort. So what this icon's for is, in some instances, I'm looking for a matter only where there's amounts due. In other words, it's open invoices that have no payments on. If I just click that guy, it'll just filter the matter list to say, okay, these are all the matters that actually have amounts due on them that have not been paid. So there's these guys right here. See that? See how that works? Okay. So let's look at the right-hand side. Now, of course, the icon on the top, if I click plus, is to add a new record. If I click the funnel, you'll see the funnel. The funnel is filtering, advanced filtering. So if I want to filter by the contact, by staff, or by type of particular record, I can do that there as well. Okay. So when you see the funnel, that's advanced search. And you'll see that on most lists. Now let's look at the very top. On this particular matter, the Smith versus Delic, at the very top, you have all these icons up here. These are actually related records, similar to the tabs in the old system. So if I want to see events, I can click like so. There's no events. Invoices, an invoice, notes, matter members, so on and so forth, just like that. If I click the icon again, it just takes me back to the detail screen. And since we're on a matter, let's take a look at some really cool features in 2.0. So in previous systems, when you wanted to customize Houdini, you had to go to organizational settings, you had to create a custom field, and then you had to assign a custom field to a type or subtype and decide how you want it to be viewed. And you had to go back to the matter form, refresh the matter form to see it in place. That's not true in Houdini anymore. In Houdini, like adding new types and status codes, it's all done in real time. For example, I want to add a new item to this list. I hit enter, click OK, and now I have A and B as status codes. Okay. I have a couple fields here that have been assigned to the field type here. If I click customize up here in the upper right hand corner of that form, now I'm an admin so I can see that. Only people that are members of the admin group can actually customize. If I click that guy, it puts the form into edit mode. So in real time, I can say, well, these are legacy fields. They always used to stack vertically, which was a real pain in the butt, to be totally honest. I can now just drag fields where I want them to go, in the order I want them to appear, like so, that easy in real time. And if I take the form out of customization mode, you'll see that the form and the field stay just as they are. Now you might have noticed that there was a field there that actually was present but doesn't show up. Let's put this back in customization mode and go over that. You'll see that this field, although it has that icon there, what that's telling you, that's a hidden icon. Okay. So if I was to select that field, you'll see that I have the rule I have applied is hidden. I can make it required, and you'll see it turns the actual label to red, like these guys up here. Hidden, I can make it read only, or it puts a shield, so it'll display, but only the staff member can't actually change anything. And of course, if I select nothing, it's a normal field, just like so. Pretty safe. So if I take it back out, that field should now be visible there. Okay. Put it back in customization mode, and I'll select that field again. I can add my own tooltips, and of course, if it's a drop down, I can add my own choices. I can add the field to an actual field group, so it makes it easier to hide and show collections of fields, very similar to what we had in the previous version. But I can also set the width. It's something we couldn't do before. I just can set the width of fields now. Okay, so really nice feature. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is dates, and any field that isn't disabled can have its label changed. Now let's go over some of these fields that are disabled and why. Well, in some forms, such as contact and matter forms, we can't allow you to change the label of a particular field, only because it won't make much sense. It can be very confusing for users. So like client and matter ref, we don't allow you to change that. Now if you're using Houdini in its raw form, not for practice management, but in some other type of industry where we sell the product to, like the trucking industry, those fields can be changed for different purposes. Okay, but in the legal sense, we have to keep these particular fields from being changed, because bill rate, for example, you shouldn't relabel that, because bill rate's bill rate and it's referred to in other places of the program as bill rate. Okay. But for example, these user date fields, you notice that they don't appear. If I take it out of customization mode, the key dates disappear because they don't have labels on them. So if I want a key date to appear and I want to use it for something, I simply select it and I give it a name, my date. I can give it a tooltip, my cool date. Of course, I can make it required or not required. I'll make it, let's make it required, like so, and take it out of customization mode. Our little field there now showing up, and I can use that field immediately. So let's take a look at another feature in HoudiniEsq that's in 1.0, but we've improved upon. I'm going to go to documents on this particular matter. There's no documents. In the upper right hand corner, you notice there's a blue icon there. That's to upload documents. The icon to the left is our actual document template engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the green, the blue plus sign. Brings me to the document uploader. I simply select the type of documents I want to upload. I select add files. I can select one or more files. I'll select 2 in this instance. Choose, and it shows the actual document name and the actual size of the documents. Now if I go ahead and click upload, you'll see it adds those documents and full text indexes them like so. If I double click the document, it opens up like and I can view it in real time like so. Even large documents open fairly quickly. PDF, And if I want to generate a document from the template, I simply click that icon there. I select the type of template I want. Let's select letters, and I'll select traffic tickets. Actually, we could do more than one if we wanted to. And just select PDF or document. Now the upload icon there is if I want to upload a new template. So if I want to upload a new template I created manually without using the Word plugin, I will come here, click upload, and just add that guy there. I'm going to select PDF, and that'll generate documents from the actual templates. Now the template window stays open, so I could generate other documents, different types and templates. If I'm done, I just simply click done. But you notice it did add those 2 letters there for me. If I double click it, there's a PDF. It's included information on the matter. So that's the document uploading and document generation in HoudiniEsq 2.0.